Hello, oh, hello, everybody, and thank you all for coming out to the Goddess Queen Tulsa show. I am your host, Queen Tulsa, and tonight we're going to have a great show for you. So, why don't you go ahead and take a look at that description box, and we will be right back. Hello, and thank you all for coming out to the Queen Tulsa show. It was all a dream. We finally made it. Listen, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. You have come to the place where you can relax, enjoy, and get the hot topics. We can also engage. You can come up or even you can call in. That number is 725 888 1644. Thank you so much for your loyalty. We made it. I'm so excited. You should be too. Don't forget to tell a friend to tell a friend. Oh, and make sure you sign up for our perks to get all the exclusives first. Thank you. All right, guys. So we are definitely here, and I don't want to delay you anymore. Oh, yes, it's been a long day. Guess what? If you are a new subscriber, thank you for subscribing. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for your loyalty and thank you for coming back. Let's do some housekeeping. We have Sonya Mabia in here. She says, I would get my membership when my Cash App hits. Okay. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I appreciate you for everything that you do, Sonya. Hello and welcome. Absolutely. So, first, guys, we are actually reviewing the show, The Real Housewives of Potomac, season 7, episode 6. And when I tell you, the girls were girling. The girls were girling, honey. Actually, we're going to start off with Candiace because, as the show starts, they start off with, the replay of what happened last episode. And it was pretty much, Candiace manifesting for Ashley. But I really just didn't see it. I'm like, Candiace, the only thing that you should be manifesting is being up under your man and really trying to be submissive and actually treat him like a husband because it just seems like Candace just dogs her husband out and she pretty much dogs everybody out on the cast. Okay, so my thing is, girl, manifest submission for your man and leave Ashley alone. I just feel like, your goals and what your ideas is for a husband or marriage could very much be something totally different that somebody else, their goals and situations. Oh yes, it you know what? I thought that that was her hair. I'm not even gonna lie. Like I was a little I don't know, I was a little thrown off. But Candace says Ashley's husband Michael is sucking. And when Candace brought the news out that Michael was allegedly out doing the most, it was too much for me. Um, and Candace says that Michael Darby is a client of a male escort. And my thing is, as they were doing like replays and stuff, like Robyn was like, I knew it. I knew it a long time ago. I knew that she knew it a long time ago, but I guess she just decided to stay out. That was a little different for me because, everybody knows Robyn. Robyn loves to be in everybody else's business but her own, right? Then let's get on over to Karen. We're going to get on over to Karen. Karen wastes no time in exiting, and I feel like if Mia would have put up a fight or a fuss, Karen would have took her arm out of socket because they were all sitting down and they were having a conversation and this was at the burning fire or the burning whatever it was. that Wendy had hosted, right? Remember that? Remember the paper burning? So that's where they were. So, like I said, Mia was sitting right there, and Mia's arm was going to be off out of the socket if she didn't get up because Karen was, I don't know if it was menopause kicking in, she was getting hot flashes, but she was trying to exit the building, right? So let's just get into this. So Ashley explains to Wendy, Chris needs to explain he's a little too friendly. But Ashley, let me just say this. Let me just say this because in previous seasons, your husband, as they say, he would be grabbing buttocks and he would just be doing the most. And I just kind of feel like you're going through a divorce right now and you're already facing heat. Why add the extra layer of charcoal? Or, why would you add the extra on there? You're not going to do nothing but make it worse for yourself. So Candace and Giselle speaks on the porch, right? And so, and so now it's Giselle and is Candace there on like the back porch. And so she pretty much said he suggests y'all talk in Giselle's room. He said, should we leave the door open? These are conversations that Giselle is these are this is a conversation where Giselle is trying to pin Chris as, I don't know, as coming on to her, having a thing for her, but really nobody is checking for Giselle. Let's just be honest. Um, Giselle says, if he knows, then he knows it's inappropriate. But this is my thing. You want to call out inappropriate behavior, but you've been to this man's house, you've ate at his table. Every chance you get, you want to make a comment about his man parts below, right? But you're so turned off, and it's such it's so inappropriate. But Giselle has been appropriate to this man for a long time. I don't know. Maybe they went into the room and Giselle thought that her leg was going to pop with a kiss, and it didn't happen. But moving on, Giselle's stance is she didn't want to be in a room with a married man. But my thing is, why go in there? Why place yourself? Why place yourself in the scene of the crime? Whew. Now we go over to Ashley. Deborah from the mom group comes over, and Ashley's making a huge mistake because I feel like these ladies that's at this mommy's class or this mommy situation, like Ashley's bringing them to her home. And, of course, I'm pretty sure that she's telling them, oh, I'm divorced, this, that, and the third. I feel like, sis, you should not be bringing anybody up in that home, being that you both still stay there. And you never know what a person's motives are, when you're going through your tragic situation, because some people sit, they plot, they pray, and then they try to find a moment to move in on what's yours, but now you're leaving it. Does that make sense? All right, guys. So before we go into some more content, I want to take a quick commercial break and we will be right back. 31 seconds, guys. All right, we've come to the point in time. Oh, wow, things are getting a little shaky around here. Well, guess what? It's time for an intermission. And also, it's time for an offering. So, however you can give the offering, we'd appreciate it. Cash App, PayPal, and Zelle. Today, we are having a great time. So, go ahead and hurry up and get back to the show. All donations are appreciated. All right, guys. So now it's time to really get into it. And thank you for staying with us through the commercial break. So Candiace says Giselle is the reason women don't come forward when they've been abused. Now, I can see what she was saying about that because it's just like, You weren't touched, you weren't violated. He didn't coerce you to come into the room. It was not like you were against your will. And I feel like when she made a scene like that, it's like now you're making like I felt what Giselle, I mean, I felt what Candace was saying. It's like it's real victims out there. And if like this man didn't do anything to you, he didn't put his hands on you or try to coerce you, then ma'am, what are we talking about? You know, did you tell your husband at the time? If so, what did he do? And it's just like Giselle is just like playing as victim. I don't know if this a storyline this year is to be a victim. And what I'm getting from these ladies is like a trashy brand of the Kardashians. It's like everybody's got these little stupid squeaky voices, and it's just an ugly way of talking. I don't know. It gets up under my skin. But Giselle gets in the sprinter and continues to be passive aggressive and sticking to her script. I'm innocent. That's one thing that I don't like. This woman right here, she is, I don't know. I think Satan might have hopped in her basket. You know, like when it was, the devil was like in her relationship with her and Jamal. And I think that the devil that was with them is a Gemini, and the mean twin has stayed with Giselle. Let's be honest, right? So Ashley finally goes to see an attorney, child, and this part I actually enjoyed because the attorney, honey, she played no games and to getting into this story and really breaking it down for Ashley because, like she said, the primary breadwinner is, and they want to call them moves. They may not be covering your best interest at heart because for one he wants to protect his assets and anything that happens to him. It's so pretty much in this situation it's a him situation. And so she breaks it down to Ashley, you know to where Ashley really got it, and Ashley got emotional and like, okay, this is a lot to think about, but then we have to look at it like this. Ashley might be a hot Pop Tart. Let's not get it wrong, okay? She can't keep her legs closed and she can't stay out of a man's face right now. But really, can you believe her? Can you blame her or can you believe her? I can believe it. And I'm so happy that she took that extra step into going around somebody and getting into some youthful faces because we're tired of looking at you walk around with grandpa. It gets a little old sometimes. So this is the thing that the attorney had broke down. So pretty much Ashley was a loser in a relationship. They discovered that Ashley was a loser in a relationship. Ashley was bisexual, but Ashley doesn't want to lay up with everybody in the neighborhood anymore. Ashley says no more parties. I am so tired of being a slut that now I think I want to take a break and put my panties on ice. You know, Ashley, I think your panties need to go on ice because girl, they are flaming hot. You are acting like the brand ambassador for the hot flaming Cheetos. I mean, girl, you are flaming everywhere. It's like as you walk, there is smoke becoming coming out your tush. That's how much of in heat you are. You know what I'm saying? Does anybody agree with me on that? If you're in the comments, it's okay to sound off, okay? But let's get into it. So now, Ashley's discussing child support, alimony, and it's their eighth anniversary, and pretty much she says that, they have to legally separate. So in the conclusion, They have to be legally separated for a year. They can stay under the same roof, but as long as they are practicing separation, meaning not sleeping in the same bed and not, whatever, whatever. But Ashley has said that she has given it up. Like I said, that woman needs to just definitely um, turn on the cooling station and stand in there for a little while. Now, being that Michael is primarily the breadwinner, Ashley, she understands, she recognizes it, and she understands that she is stalling. What is she stalling for? I don't know. But you got to think about it. That's her husband. They've been together for a long period of time, and it's not so easy to just turn your feelings off. I mean, maybe sometimes for a guy, it's that's just how it is. But yeah, you said that's how she got her husband. What, flaming hot and flames and smoke coming from the gina area and the tush from the rear. Okay. All right. Now listen here. Unfinished business. So Ashley also brings up to the attorney. She says, "Well, um, do you think that it's okay if we buy a house together right now?" And so pretty much l- the lawyer says buying a house together is not the best idea to do. Now, if it's in black and white as a gift, you're good, but you just don't want any problems with later on him coming down the line and then trying to, come and compensate it or try to make something of nothing. So as long as you've got documentation, it's notarized, and this is it, this is going to be presumed a gift because in court, if it was gifted, then you can't take it back. So you did it in good favor, right? So now we get over to Mia and Sharice. Okay. And so Jacqueline, and that's Mia's high school friend, they get pedicures. And so she didn't want to relax. She wanted time to exploit her mother's drug addiction. And Mia, that's one thing that I don't care for her about is Mia will throw anybody under the bus. And Mia is the one that I was telling y'all about with that little stupid Kim Kardashian voice. She just rings my ears. I mean, Miss Thing, she just rings my ears. She is so annoying. It's like, who could I don't know. It just seems like she's another Fallon. She's another Fallon. She's just there to pump out babies, enjoy the ride, and enjoy the lifestyle. Let's just say that. I don't think that she's just really into her man like that. But anyways, Mia introduced her. She introduces that she's hosting a Miami trip. And so everything is cool, right? Mia has a bone to pick, a bone with Wendy, honey, after smiling and dining. Because remember, at Wendy's event that she hosted, right? Hey there, Sebastian. How are you? Welcome. Wendy, she hosted her get together, at the winery, and I feel like Wendy was really being a big person, and really, I feel like she had good intentions. A lot of people might say, "Oh, well, no, she had an ulterior motive," but I think she really had good intentions, right? So let's get over here to the Miami trip and the rooms, right? So Cherie picks her own room and the rental. She's aware of the rental, and it was $11 million mansion, and this, that, and the third, right? So now we switch over to the camera where it's Wendy, her husband at home. They're speaking about her health, and he wants an update on Peter Thomas' venture, right? So they have their little discussion back and forth, and of course, Wendy brings up the burn session. She discussed, she sat and listened. Her husband said, well, what did he say? Did you take accountability? And so she says, well, I sat and I listened. And so her husband says, did you take any accountability? She says, I feel I I did, and I feel like Wendy had a great goal. However, Giselle, drunk, skanky, no chill, her vibes, it was just, it was just, it was too much. It was too much. So, no one is cheating. Oh, okay. So now we're going to move on over because, like I said, they're from one situation, then they're going over here to camera time. So now they're at camera time, and Giselle, she's drunk and she's acting all skanky, and she has no chill vibes. She was actually on a shopping spree that Robin had took her on. Are we surprised that Robin is taking Giselle on a shopping spree, girl? No. No one is checking but Robin, okay? Giselle is not anybody's taste. Giselle is kind of like the Claudia from Real Housewives of Atlanta. She's just there for no reason, right? Um, so Robin took Giselle shopping, but questioned Juan's finances, right? This is what I don't understand. Like, this woman is all over here tearing her husband down. Oh, this, and I'm scared to get married, and this, that, and the third. But you're out here whining and dining, yo woman. You know what I'm saying? And I you're woman, and I think it's safe to say, okay, you're woman. Now listen here. Ashley arrives to Giselle and Robin's shopping spree, right? So Giselle proves how much money Ashley will get. This is the thing. When Ashley had come in there, it's like Giselle is so anxious to see, she's so excited to see someone fall out of love. She's so happy to see somebody get what she's been getting from Jamal. And I don't think that she needs to compare that Pastor Holy Whore. There's a difference. He does it in your face. Ashley had no clue about any of the extra shenanigans outside of what she didn't want to believe or understand, and I think that's fair. If Ashley sees her man in that room, in that party, when they are all getting it going on, and he's over there in the corner with that man, I mean, hey, not my business, but let's go. So, Giselle, you don't need a man. This is what she's saying. You don't need a man. And what I say about that is, Giselle, please worry about Robin. Please get your happiness from Robin. Let Robin take good care of you, and you just stay out of everybody else's business. Now, Robin knew Michael was seeing a high end escort, like I said before. And Ashley doesn't believe it. But really, when they were trying to call Ashley out, Ashley really meant like, I don't give a damn. Like, at the end of the day, I'm going to get my settlement. I am going to be good. Me and my boys, we are going to be good. Yeah, we did that. We played around. We swang. I was bisexual. For the time being. It might still have a little bit up in me. So right now, I want a divorce. I don't know if I want a woman. I don't know if I want a man. And I think that is truly Ashley's right and decision. But it sounds to me like Giselle and Robin is trying to pull her in. You know, Robin would give that masculine side of the relationship. It's given Polly. Robin would be the mask, and Giselle would be the, I don't know, I think that she would just be like the femme girl, and Ashley would just be, I don't know. I feel like it would be a fight between Ashley and Giselle because you know how Giselle loves Robin. But we're not going to spend too much time on them, right? Giselle wants Juan, you know. Will Juan have no issues getting a BJ? Because Giselle is all on everybody else's man. Would Juan get a BJ? Because Giselle wants to blow Chris's hair to the back. If she could, she would, right? Now let's get into it. Giselle makes a scene about Chris so Robin can make her feel good. Later in the fitting, it's like, have you ever caught those females that just, be bringing issues to their man so they can just get some attention and knowing damn well that they're not telling the whole story? That's Giselle. Okay. So the airport arrival is Karen's birthday. And honey, what I love about Karen, honey, Karen is shady as hell. Listen, Sharice has been on this episode for six. Okay, so this is season 7, episode 6. So she has been on this season. At this time, this was a recorded 6th episode. Karen did not want to say 2 words to that woman. Karen is just like, oh, she's a liar. I just don't want anything to do with her. But on Karen's birthday, she was a classy diva. She says, "Hi, Sharice. How you doing?" But then in her confessional, she said, "If it was up to Karen, you'd still be in Potomac, sis. Okay." Karen said, "If it was up to me, honey, you would still be in Potomac. But since this is my birthday and we are going to Miami and this ain't my trip and I'm just here to have fun, girl, hallelujah. Just stay in your lane and stay in your quarters and I'll stay in mine." Okay. So Wendy corrects the text. She's a professor because now they're in the car and there were 2 different vehicles. So um it was Giselle, it was Ashley, it was Wendy and Robin, I believe, in one car. I could be wrong. Okay. So they're having a house discussion. Sharice, Wendy, and Robin, Giselle. So they don't know the room arrangements, right? But Sharice knows, and she thought that she was good. Okay. So while they were on the sprinter discussing like the rooms and things, Sharice, thought that she was just fabulous and that, she just got first pick. Yes, she got first pick, but she didn't have a bathroom in her room. Unlike the other girls. And my thing is, did she really deserve one? You're not, I mean, girl, you see you appear to be a friend of the show. So if you don't have what it takes, then sit back, sit down, and wait your turn. Okay. Now let's get on over to Mia. Mia puts the girls in a residential neighborhood. They thought that they was gonna be on the beach. No ma'am. But the house was fabulous. I enjoyed it. The view was amazing. Just I like the fact that it was like pretty much a glass house. And y'all know that statement. Don't come throwing rocks at my house when you live in a glass house. So yeah, they were all living in a glass house on Mia's trip. Okay, so pretty much Mia gave the rooms like movie stripper names or whatever. And so Karen, of course, is on the main floor. Sharice complains, she doesn't have a bathroom. Wendy has a room and a bathroom. Robin has a bathroom. And so Giselle knows when Robin poop, when Robin has to get up, got to fart, and they're used to sharing rooms. And deep down, she gets to wear the garments Robin bought her at her shopping spree. So Giselle is trying to act like, oh my God, why are me and Robin roommates? Y'all always putting us together. But really, they was about to get some pocketbook smashing going on. You know, and I'm pretty sure they did. I mean, Giselle can't find a man to love her, and Robin is just playing Juan like a fiddle, but I really give it up to Juan on this season because he checked Robin. It's like her and Giselle hangs around Mia a little too much because they're starting to get that little stupid little voice, like, oh my God, yeah, and that stupid little voice, that voice drives me insane. Whew, if I could take it out. Listen, guys, we only have one more part to break down, and then I'm going to drop the link for you guys to come up. So let's go on to 31 second, and we'll be right back. All right, we've come to the point in time. Oh, wow, things are getting a little shaky around here. Well, guess what? It's time for an intermission. And also, it's time for an offering. So, however you can give the offering, we'd appreciate it. Cash App, PayPal, and Zelle. Today, we are having a great time. So, go ahead and hurry up and get back to the show. All donations are appreciated. Absolutely. And before we continue, as always, we have a disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit educational or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. This video was made for entertainment purposes and is transformative in nature. Now, let's get into it. Okay. Now, Ashley. Okay, so Ashley opens up Candice. Um, so Ashley opens Candice's room invitation, right? And so she was so sneaky and just so conniving, and they was doing all this behind Wendy's back. So this is the photo where Ashley has the room situation, room invitation in the back of her hand, and she's hiding it from Wendy, right? So one bed, Wendy roommating, Mia shady, fun or burning. My thing is Mia was definitely shady. It was not fun. It was definitely burning Wendy up. It was actually burning Mia up because Mia had this grudge in this whole situation where, you know, it's like she just wants to carry on. She wants to be into it with somebody. However, we did have Nicki Minaj get a confession from Robyn and Giselle. They have shared the same room. They have spooned. They smell each other farts and etc. Let's just say that. Giselle gets divorced. Robyn giving her man the blues this season. Okay. Sharice is getting a hotel room. Um, Shout out to Mia for being shady. To Sharice, Mia said, I got to get my camera time and I don't care who I have to throw under the bus. Okay. So at this point of the live, right? Mia calls Peter on FaceTime. And so Peter is talking, and, Mia is telling her everybody that is coming and everybody who's with her. So Peter decides to say, tell Wendy I got beef with her when I see her. And so Mia says, are you sure you ready for all this? And the episode ends with Peter saying, yeah, let's go. So, what are your thoughts? What are your opinions? Let me go ahead and drop the link in the chat for you guys. If you want to come up, sound off, and definitely give your take on the Real Housewives of Potomac. I'm actually really enjoying this season. Like I said, Real Housewives of Atlanta, it was cool, but I don't know. This isn't much better, but I really hope that Roa really tightens up over there and really get that cast together and, bring us some content. Yes, I like the outfit Ashley is wearing. Yes, Ashley was definitely wearing that fit, honey. Absolutely. All right. Hello, Sebastian. How are you? Welcome to the show.
I'm good. How are you, Queen Tulsa?
I am well. Sebastian, what are your thoughts on this episode? Season, what is it? Episode 6?
I think so.
Yeah.
Um, this season, the girls are going very low. They're playing dirty. They're playing messy. But this is what we love Potomac for. Potomac
Yes.
has been messy from day one. From season one, Potomac always has been messy, and
Hmm.
that's what we fell in love with. which is why I love Potomac. I personally think that Giselle and this Chris Bassett situation, I feel like she is, every woman is entitled to their truth. I agree with that. She's entitled to her truth, and if that's how she felt around Chris Bassett, that's how she felt. That's her truth,
Yeah, her experience, right?
her
Hmm.
experience. But then again, Chris also has his own experience. The only way we would know which of each other's which truths are true, is if they were filming, but there was no filming involved. Ashley's friend Deborah,
Yeah,
um,
Deborah. Hmm.
we don't know because they only showed the angle where they only showed when they were filming, but we don't know if something happened while they were not filming. If he came over and talked to her while they were not filming, we don't know if that happened.
I agree.
We don't know if that happened, and I don't like how Giselle, when she went back to Robin, she decided to add some spice and add some sugar to the thing by saying to Robin, "Oh, Ashley was saying that her friend Deborah, Chris was touching her butt and all that." I didn't like how she did that. That was very messy, Giselle.
Yeah, that was just pretty much like you are going to throw water on a fire.
No, throw gasoline on a fire.
Going
Not
throwing
water.
gasoline, throwing gasoline on a fire. Like, who does that? And my thing
Ashley never
is,
said that. Ashley said that Deborah told her that Chris was being a little flirty with her.
mhm,
That's all she said, which
she
could
had
be
to juice,
true.
but Giselle, she's gonna juice it up. She's gonna add all these spices and do the most with it. It's like she wants. Do you see that Giselle maybe want that number one grand dame position or label?
Yes, she does. She wants it, but too bad she's never gonna have it. Karen will always have that position. Giselle will never have that position.
Right. What do you think about Giselle's and Karen's relationship? Like, trying to get back in a good space. How do you think that that's gonna work out for this season?
Well, I don't think that I don't think that they're really that friend. They're just friends for the show. They will just say what they have to say for the show.
Hmm.
And if sometimes they have to be friends and sometimes they have to go gutter low, well, that's how it works.
Well, being that you said gutter and gutter low, okay, so I watched episodes. I caught up on all the episodes, but in the beginning, you hear Candiace, letting us know about her monthly, and she's just I mean, they say they're classy, but this is like a gutter classy. These are gutter class women. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think they're all like gutter snipes?
Yes, I do. These women are messy. They say anything that they want whenever that they want. This is why I believe this show is surpassing Atlanta. I like it more than I like Atlanta, and I do think that it Atlanta needs to be replaced.
I agree. I agree. And I think that's the reason why I'm like, oh my God, okay, I have to see this. And that's how it was like when, we were watching Nene on Real Housewives. It was like, oh, I have to be here. I can't miss it. I even got caught up on them. And so this is what I've noticed. Um, Wendy. Wendy has been very controversial and she's said things in the past, but I gotta give credit where credit is due. Do you credit Wendy for having that burn session and her actually trying?
No, I give Wendy an F. That burn section was horrible. She did not do a good job at all on that burn session. The professor failed. She failed at that burn session.
You know what? I thought that as far as like, letting other people speak, I think she did a good job on that. Like, a lot of people were looking for Wendy to explode and just really get gutter, but I think it's coming, but it's just not right now.
The burn session should have happened outside. What if they burnt that whole vineyard down? No.
I agree. What do you think about Sharice.
I don't know why Sharice is on this show. I heard that she doesn't even live in Potomac anymore. I don't know why she's on this show. It's just Robyn and Gizelle. They always keep on bringing Sharice back. They did that a couple seasons ago. They do that every single season. You just when Sharice left, you always saw tiny scenes of little cameos of Sharice in the background. Productions didn't even want to give her mic at most of the time anyway. I don't like it. Sharice is not. There's no point for Sharice to be on this show. One, she has no money. Her husband left her dry as hell. I don't like her. She needs to go.
Well, according to a report at a website called All About the Tea, broke the story on the exclusive of Wendy Alfonso's husband, the infamous cheating scandal. And actually, All About the Tea broke the scandal with Ashley and her husband, as well as B. Scott, broke that story. What
I
are
don't
your
I don't believe that Eddie's cheating. I personally don't believe that Eddie's cheating because Eddie doesn't seem the type I don't think he has the time to cheat. One, that's the first thing. I don't even think he has the time to cheat.
mm. Now, what do you think about the girls leaking stories to the bloggers?
Oh yeah, that's very possible.
So, in my okay, so let me ask you this: who do you think in the crew is leaking information to the bloggers?
Giselle,
Mm.
Giselle,
Yeah, because anything to keep the heat off of her and her rotten insides, right?
yes, Giselle always wants to project everything off of her. She always has nonsense going around with her. She likes projecting too much. This is why I don't really like Giselle like that. I don't. And she has a very strong fan base. I don't know why they love her, but I don't.
Yeah. What do you think about that Mia? I can't stand her little squeaky
Ooh,
voice. It sounds like one of those toys that my dog plays with and squeak.
Mia Mia's messy. But she makes Housewives. She is a good fit for Housewives.
That diva behavior, yes. I
She is a good fit for Housewives though.
Now, well, yeah, I gotta agree with you, and then I gotta pedal back because this woman knows how to finesse you into thinking that she's with you. Ask Sharice. Because I just feel like when she, was corresponding with Sharice, and she thought, okay, I'm gonna come on this trip. I know Karen doesn't like me, but I'm gonna be there. I've got my room and all this and that. But she had a big disappointment when she found out that she didn't have a bathroom, and she wanted to get a hotel room. What were your thoughts on that?
Charisse doesn't have money for a hotel room. What is she do? Charisse? Be grateful that you even got your own room. Like, no.
Because don't Bravo pay for those trips?
We don't know that. We don't know that for sure because I don't know why did Bravo, if you really look at it, Bravo, Atlanta, for example, Atlanta went to Jamaica a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And then they went again this season. Like
Mm-hmm.
that shows that they really can't get other trips. Or why are they not funding?
Right. What do you think Ashley needs to do? Do you think that she needs to just cool her panties off, or just, like burn rubber?
Ashley Ashley has the issue, this whole thing with Michael.
Mm-hmm.
She's not Ashley has she's very young and she was with this old man.
Mm-hmm.
And she's at this time of her life where she's gonna be very, very, like, horny and really wants it. And like she has to be separated for years. So I do think she's gonna probably break it. She's gonna break it.
Wow. Okay. Um, your thoughts on Karen?
I love Karen. Karen, out of all the women on this show, Karen is the one who has um what's it called? She's the one on this show who
She's
has
the leading lady.
she's the leading lady. That's
Hmm.
one. She's she grew up out of all the women on this show. From season 1 to now, Karen is the one who had the biggest glow up. All of the other women, their beauty faded over the years.
And hers enhanced.
Hers enhanced.
Honey, these dead skin is tight.
Tight,
Hun-
well snatched, no
Snatched.
lines.
Honey, when I tell you, well, I love Karen. Now, I love Karen, but I think Karen is a little raunchy as well. Karen,
Yeah, she has her moments.
yeah, she loves her eye candy, but I think that she's loving them another way. Allegedly, you know.
Allegedly. We don't know if it's for sure, if it's true yet.
But I encourage it because really, do we think that Ray is really getting up and jumping up and down in her like that?
No, no, unless he's buying toys and using the toys with her. They could be doing that too.
Yeah, but Karen just gives me, oh, pull my hair from the back and tear it up. That's what she gives me. Like she's so classy, but oh, she's just a whole totally different dark person in the bedroom. And I like it.
I like Karen. If that's what she's
Let's
into, let her rock.
let's let her rock with it. All right, we got Wendy up here. Now, is it me or is Wendy looking like Nene by the day?
Yes, Wendy is starting to look like Mimi. I agree with you 100%. Wendy is starting to look like Nene.
Wow, because you know all those girls in Atlanta, they look alike. So it's like, Wendy, did you go down there and say, "Oops, I want the Nene," and they say, "Here you go."
She clearly did. Wendy's starting to look like Nene by the day. And another thing is, I don't. Wendy needs to stop the bleaching.
Well, you know that's very popular in Africa. Like a lot of Africans, well, some Africans they bleach, and that's been that's been going on for years. But speaking of Wendy, how do you feel about Robin pulling that shady stunt and not inviting her kids, well, her or her kids to the family fun day?
I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like people who play with kids. Like if you have beef with someone, but you know, like you don't involve their kids in your beef. That's just tacky and disrespectful.
Right. Yeah, that I was I felt the way about it on so many levels because it's like you don't want her to come, but then like, oh, well, Candiace, call her and see if you can bring the kids. What what woman in their right mind is going to send their kids on an outing? I'm not there, and it's somebody that don't care for me, and I expect for them to have my back and my children's back 100%. It's not mathing for me.
I don't like that. That's just disrespectful.
Yeah, I felt bad for the kids. And then let's take it back to since we are at the family fun day. How do you feel about Karen running off as Sharice arrived?
As she should. As she should. Because I feel like Sharice is the one who's concocting this whole thing that Karen had eye candy and would be running out of Potomac and going to another place with another man. I feel like it's Sharice who's driving all these rumors.
Mm. Well, that makes a lot of sense because she seems like she's aiming and gunning for a position. Almost gives me like a Claudia Jordan, you know, when she
Yeah,
had her. sees her run on the Real Housewives of Atlanta franchise. Didn't last long. You're boring. It's time move on out the way and let somebody else come in here and get this fire started. Now, if she was messy like Mia, then I say, hey girl, you got a friend here.
Yeah.
Let's get into Candiace addressing Ashley at the family fun day. Well, how do you feel about the ladies digging into Ashley's business, trying to figure out their finances, and if they're buying houses and all this together?
I don't like. Wait, who's digging into whose finances? Who? Wait,
Ooh, okay, so the finances, finances, finances. Who was digging in whose finances? It was
like
somebody. It was somebody who was talking about finances.
Giselle keep on asking Ashley about what she's
Yeah,
doing. Stuff. Like Giselle, mind your business. Giselle needs to mind her own business. This is different. Ashley's money is money that was worked for and is clean money. It's not no church money from Jamal Bryant. And it's good money. It's good money. Let the girl get her money, get her bag the way she wants to get her bag. She secured her bag. She signed the prenup, made sure she had 2 kids, made sure the prenup expired because it's going to expire by the time her 1 year separation is over. So give it up for Ashley all. We all have to give it up for Ashley. She secured it well. And I understand she should not buy the house with Michael at the moment. She should wait after when she gets her lump sum of money and her alimony and her child support payments. That's when she should.
I agree. And I actually like the fact that her family stood up and was like, "Hey, you may not want to hear this, but consider talking to an attorney." I'm glad that she actually took her family's advice because sometimes when you're in a well, I've never been in that situation. Let's knock on wood, but heading down for divorce and all the thoughts, the feelings, and of course, you didn't spend so much time with this person, and thank God that she didn't have her blinders on. You know, she wasn't blinded by anything. I feel like Ashley definitely knows her role and she's playing it to the fullest.
Yes, I agree with you 100%. Ashley's playing her roles well. I like it for her. She's doing a good job.
Now, how
Um,
did you feel about her messy tale, um, opening up Candace's invitation to where she was gonna be sleeping at?
well, this is Ashley. We all knew she's messy. Come on now. Ashley has, whenever Ashley doesn't have a storyline, she brings mess. This is why Ashley is needed for this show. Since season one, actually every season she has had a storyline, but like when it's kind of dry, she just brings mess. So let's give it up for Ashley.
Let's give it up for Ashley, honey. She knows how to deliver the drama. Okay, you know, I feel like she's so ratchet,
At
and like
times, yes.
yeah, and as I watch more, I think I'm starting to love. Because it's been a while, and I'm trying to get back in the gist. But okay, now I know the players. I know how they're set up. Okay, now it's game on. So now I'm ready for episode 7 to see how that's going to go down. Do you feel like because they were all at the dinner table? Who do you think is? Oh, we got to rewind back. Let's talk about Robyn and Wendy and how Robyn hopped up out her seat
Oh
and
God,
all that testosterone was coming towards Wendy. What are your thoughts?
Robin. She needs to get. Robin's very aggressive. Like Robin is very aggressive. I know we don't call black women aggressive easily, but Robin is being aggressive. If this was Wendy that was doing what Robin has been doing this past couple of episodes, we would have called her aggressive. We would have called her defensive. We would have gave her all types of microaggressions.
ABW. That would have been the first thing. Oh, she's a angry. Oh, that's the angry black woman. And it's so.
Yes.
But this is my thing. See, it's so easy for you to point that out from from a sister of that color. But we have this light bright in front of us, this old scallywag,
Oh,
and she does it, and then it's brushed off.
exactly. Like
She. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry,
she's doing too much. Like, no, like especially when she was about to put her hands up. You saw how she was
girl.
charging to Wendy. I was just like, oh, when did but Robin has done this to a lot of the women on this show. Remember a couple seasons ago, she was putting her hands in Ashley's face.
Hmm.
She was getting in Monique's face, and now she's doing it to Wendy.
I don't think she wants to bark up Wendy's tree.
She don't. I
I'm
was
just being
thinking,
honest. Because if Wendy is already looking like Lanithia, I know Nene is coming up out of there. Let's be honest.
Nene will come out up out of there.
And you know what? One thing I can say is shout out to Wendy for keeping Nene um tucked away, because Wendy can go there, but I feel like on this next episode is when we're really going to get into that steak, get those potatoes, and really get our watch on. What are your thoughts on the next? Well, let me just ask you this: what do you think we can expect from the next episode?
What can we expect from the next episode? I believe that we're gonna expect Candiace get all mad because Ashley messed up her thing. I can expect that there's gonna be a lot of cussing. I expect there might be some issues with Mia and Wendy and Peter. There's gonna be a lot.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be a lot too, because now that you have Peter in the midst, and then now he's saying, "Oh, I got what did
Beef
he?
with Wendy.
I got beef with when I see her as on." That
Woo!
part right there, and then they're gonna be in his establishment, right?
Oh yes, they
So,
are.
and then listen to this, Mia, is she really I feel like there's gonna be some alliances, um, taking place, but I don't feel like it's
Yes.
gonna be with the girls that we think it's going to be. I feel like these girls are about to fall out because Mia is setting this whole cast up.
Mia Mia was necessary. I like Bravo added her for a good reason. Okay, I may
Uh-huh.
not like her, but she knows how to bring mess that is necessary for Housewives.
Oh, yes.
She is okay.
Listen here, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, "Oh my god, this gutter stuff." Like as I was going through the episodes, I'm like, "Oh my god, trash here and trash here." Because the ladies, I don't know. I don't do it, but I guess it is refreshing. Being that the Real Housewives franchise went down, and it was acceptable there. Now I'm finding a tolerance over here, and I'm
Oh,
glad that yes, I'm glad that I finally got back into the Housewives, because I was like, what shows am I going to review? You know?
this show is going well, 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 well. I love it, and I know Mia. I don't really like Mia because she faked the whole cancer scare and everything.
Oh, that's the part that we miss. Let's get on that. The cancer scare. And then, it's the lies for me, because if you notice, like when people ask her about it, see, when a person lies so much, they got to remember the lie that they told. And every time she's asked, she looks like she's off, she's off guard. They caught her off guard.
Yes,
But
she doesn't
but the,
even know what's going on with herself. Like, come on, Mia.
yeah. And being, a woman that, my grandmother, she passed from breast cancer, rest her soul. And I also had an aunt um that
Are you
got
there,
diagnosed.
Tulsa?
Oh, yeah, I'm here. Can
Oh
you
my
hear me?
God, what happened?
I can hear
Tulsa?
you. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Tulsa?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you, Tulsa. Can you hear me?
Can
Tulsa.
you hear me?
Yes, yes. Can you hear me?
Hello? Uh-oh, guys, what happened?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
You can hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, okay. So you can hear me. Give me 1 second. Let me throw. There we go. So I have like this headset, and so I have to change my settings as I go to and from because I see my mic moving, but then I'm like, there's no sound, but I can hear you now.
Okay, can you hear me?
Uh huh.
Okay. So she you were talking something about the cancer thing.
Yeah.
Continue.
About okay, so like I said, my aunt, my grandmother, she passed from it, and my aunt, she survived it, and I have a friend that just came out and said that she has it. So when you're talking about breast cancer and you're talking about these about health issues like that, for one, it's very scary and is not to be played with. And I think using that as a storyline was a low blow, and
Mm-hmm.
she really needs to get dragged at that reunion because it's people out here that may have just found out that they had it and saw her on here and then catch this episode and then she's going back and forth. I think she's triggering a lot of people.
Oh yes, she is. She's triggering a lot of people.
But they'll do anything for clout and anything for ratings. But I just say when it comes to that, like at least I know that you got to get your ratings, but at least have some dignity and respect for humankind that could be dealing with it.
Yes, you need to have dignity. Mm-hmm. And I don't like the fact that she still doesn't realize that she did something wrong. Still this day, she still
Hmm.
doesn't realize that I fucked up. I really fucked up.
Hmm.
Oh, sorry, I just
We're rolling with the punches. I'm like, oh, well, it said, yep. Well, she did. I'm glad you said it. But she did. And we got to call a spade a spade. We're not going to dress it up. We're not going to make it look fancy for you.
exactly.
Girl, you did what you did. You fucked up. You messed up. And it is what it is. But I want you guys to really bring it at the reunion. I mean, y'all are amping us up. Y'all got our attention. And I really feel like this is a time when Real Housewives of Potomac can really bump Roa out the way. This is their time
Yes,
right here.
yes. Potomac will bump Roa out if they can continue to bring mess. You see, this cast, just this cast is completely fine. They could keep all of them.
Yeah.
They could
You
keep
know,
all of them.
and I like it. I'm getting tired of, seeing a bone catcher. No, we don't want you to carry the bone. We want you to lie in front of them and lie and say that you didn't do it all at the same time. That's what we looking for.
Exactly. Like we don't want you to bone carry. We don't the bone carrying. We don't want that. We
We're
want
done.
we want you to take the bone, add more to it, and then deliver it.
And take one back.
Yes, that's what makes housewives.
Yeah, because we need some pot liquor. We need the pot liquor. Okay, now we got the greens and stuff, and we turn off, but we need that pot liquor to really soothe our soul. You know. Woo.
She's completely and I have issues. I really do want to like me. I really do want to like her.
Hmm.
I'm just giving her credit where it's due that she's well accomplished in throwing up mess. She knows how to make mess. That I'll give her all the credit that she deserves.
Okay, so listen, let me ask you this. If we can refer to the ladies, let's oh, I was gonna say if we can refer to the ladies like, okay, um Mia reminds me of who does she reminds me of Portia from Real Housewives. That's like her little thing, like
Ooh, Portia.
uh-huh.
I don't really, I don't see it. Mia doesn't remind me of Portia because Mia's smart. We can say that Portia isn't. We all know that Portia isn't smart at all. We can clearly see that.
Portia is smart.
No, she's not. Portia's not smart. We know she's not smart. So we're gonna be honest here.
Listen, that is my cancer sister. I have to stand up with
I
her.
understand she's a cancer sister, but she's dumb. She's just dumb.
Listen, Portia, speaking of Portia, Did you see her reveal her wedding dress?
I don't really follow Portia that much because I don't like her like that.
Oh my gosh, she revealed her wedding dress. It's red. Beautiful. But I do kind of feel like she's a stunt queen like Mia. Does that make sense?
Mia was messier.
Mm, you know what? Yeah. I gotta roll with you because Portia will try to like backpedal and then she would try to make peace. Mia
And she
has
doesn't even
to
understand what she's doing, as Kenya Moore said. Portia doesn't know what she's saying unless she has a dick in her mouth.
Well, alrighty then. Oh, and speaking of those, how about Michael and one in his mouth? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, we always knew Michael liked that.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a lie. We knew that. We knew he loved that.
Mm-hmm.
He loved himself that. And I don't even think they were even having threesomes. I think they were having all full on foursomes, fivesomes, orgy.
Yeah. Yeah. At the swingers parties, just, laying out on those little beds and, just whoever was willing and ready and hard. And it's like, okay, your turn. It's like a pass around. You know,
Yup.
it's like a buffet. So pretty much Ashley is saying, I'm tired of being the buffet. She's dry.
Yep.
There's no wetness there. He just sucked all the youth out of her. And now he's
Oh,
on to something else.
she, but you know what? She was very smart. She made sure she had kids. But one thing is, she messed up big time. She should have got herself some Birkins. That's one thing. Ashley never, ever exploited Michael's wealth.
Mm,
Out of all the gold diggers, Ashley looked normal as a regular person. No one would ever look at Ashley as a millionaire when she steps out.
right.
She wouldn't be wearing Hermes and etc. She would wear normal clothes. Maybe that's why Michael loved her.
Yeah, because she wasn't a brand. Like the girls that are into those labels, it's like they will go and spend their mortgage money before they pay that mortgage. Ask Sheree.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Ashley was never like that.
And I think
Ashley respected.
yeah, and I think like whoever she gets with next really treats her right. But I just really hope in this situation that she really just have fun and really enjoy herself and just don't go for the first thing smoking because it seems like when she is on one of her D highs she will sit on any D.
She's probably already she probably already sat on Michael even while they're going through their separation. They probably already done it so many
Oh
times.
yeah, oh yeah, they have. I believe that she admitted it on this season. She got a little orny and boom.
And the thing is, even though they're in separate bedrooms or whatever, she could probably still run over to his bedroom.
Hmm. Or how about this? Wow.
Tulsa,
I'm just thinking, like, what are your thoughts on Ashley bringing those men? I mean, bringing those ladies up in her house.
which
You,
house?
the one that she's currently in. Do you think that those are friends or those are, that
I think
those?
they're friends because,
But
like, outside of the show, we can definitely expect Ashley to have younger friends outside of the show. Isn't she the youngest on the show? I think so.
hmm
I think she's younger than Candiace, even younger than Candiace. We can expect Ashley to have younger friends and etc. But what I really want to do know is she still friends with Monique
that's what I want to know too.
after all that she exposed about Monique saying how like oh they're taking a break and etc. I want to know if they're still friends.
Well, the people are talking, child. Listen, this was a great show. This was a great review, and I will catch the next episode, and I don't know if I should go live at 8 or 9. I'm trying to figure that out right now because I think I like 8, but a lot of people are, pretty much laid back at 9.
Eastern time or what time?
Yeah, Eastern time. Well, Central time. So 8 p.m. Eastern time and 9 p.m. Central.
Mm,
No,
yeah,
no, no, no. It's 8 p.m. Yeah, 8 p.m.
Central, 9
Central.
p.m. Eastern.
Yeah,
I
instead
think
of
you
going on
should.
at 9, instead of going on at like 9 Central.
I think you should. Do you think Portia's show is coming back?
Yes, I
That show
do.
was too violent. I didn't like it. Oh,
I think that this is gonna like balance everything out because we got the mess over here. We can go and watch Portia fights, and it's just gonna give us something to do. And then you always have to remember, Portia is she's gonna put on a show. She's gonna carry a show. She's gonna tell a lie, and not be accountable. And I would
yeah,
like to see those people around her try to hold her accountable and see where she is in that phase of her life.
yeah. I see where you're coming from.
Hmm.
I see exactly where you're coming from.
Oh no! Hold on. Okay. So, what I'm excited to see is Candiace and Wendy, because they're sharing rooms,
Oh yeah, that's true.
and it's only one bed.
Oh, as Ashley said, Wendy's tall, Candice short. Candice can roll off. Wendy could have a titty in Candice's mouth.
That's what I believe. I believe that's where we're gonna get our news right then, because you have to remember when the season had left off, well, when the episode left off, it was Ashley trying to put the invitation back on the table, and Wendy assuming something is a little funny because now, of course, Candace's name is brought up. But I'm interested in seeing how that plays out.
It's gonna be very interesting. Very, very interesting. I'm gonna laugh so hard. I'm just still gonna remember Ashley and Ashley when she was doing that confessional. She looks gorgeous. I'm still
Yes.
gonna remember. I'm still gonna remember when she was like, Wendy's tall and Candice is short. Candice can roll off. Wendy can roll on. Candice and the titty gets in Candice's mouth and she's like, ah.
I would like to see how that will play out. But then I want to see. I kind of feel like Sharice is a ticking time bomb, and she's going to do something to try to ruin Karen's birthday, or they'll try to make it seem that way.
Well,
What do you?
Therese is always desperate for attention. She's always desperate. So we know that's gonna happen. We know she's gonna do something.
Yeah,
That's why we saw that scene early when she was when Karen was like, "What you will not do is disrespect my mother."
and that is true. Oh Lord, I'm ready for the next episode, but we've been here for an hour, and I think this was a great review.
Yes,
Definitely come back, check us out. And whenever you get your channel, let me know so we can come over and show you
I
some love
won't be
too.
getting a channel. I don't have time for that.
All right. Well, we heard
It's a lot
that.
of work. It's a lot of work, Tulsa.
It is. It is. Sometimes I get a little exhausted, and like right now, um, just trying to capture different things and of course like improve. But I wouldn't change it for nothing in the world. It's something that I'm very passionate about. I love it. And the audience, I get to talk to people and we get to have fun. So, but I enjoy you coming over. I mean, even if you don't have a channel, you're always welcome here. And
No problem.
for the people in the back, just, let them know who you are and then an affirmation and we'll take the show out.
Bye, Tulsa.
All right. Bye bye. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we definitely want to thank you all for coming out to the Goddess Queen Tulsa show. A positive affirmation is be true to you and do what makes you happy and always put God first. On that note, we are out. Shout out to Sonya, our mom, definitely holding it down. If you sent the cash up, if you donated to the channel, we appreciate you. We love you. We support you as well. And come back to our next show. This concludes our show. Good night. Hello, and thank you all for coming out to the Queen Tulsa show. It was all a dream. We finally made it. Listen, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. You have come to the place where you can relax, enjoy, and get the hot topics. We can also engage. You can come up or even you can call in. That number is 725 888 1644. Thank you so much for your loyalty. We made it. I'm so excited. You should be too. Don't forget to tell a friend to tell a friend. Oh, and make sure you sign up for our perks to get all the exclusives.